So this is just for whoever follows us on Patreon. And we thought we'd get you to break down a little bit about this song. So this is Fresh as a Daisy, right?
Super fresh.
Just to clarify, not the song title. I didn't just say the song title.
Yeah.
It's not called Fresh as a Daisy. What's the song called?
It's called Our Days.
Our Days. Do you want to give us a little spiel about it? Anything you're willing to break down? See, some people are really sensitive about how much information they give about their music, which is... I'm trying to respect that barrier, but I want you to tell us as much as you're willing to tell us.
Well, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, really. It's kind of just about those like heady first days when you first meet someone, and it's kind of all-consuming, and there's maybe little questions that you have about whether you can keep up that sort of momentum and all of that stuff. But yeah, just about those little sort of moments that feel really nice.
Has this song kind of been in the back of your head for a while, or like even like the little tune, because it's such a catchy little thing that you got going on with the song? So is it something that's just been niggling at the back of your head for a while? Or?
It started as a poem that I wrote on one of my really early walks right at the beginning of quarantine.
Right.
And it was just that first verse, our days are the summer sweeter than wine, loving hands and limes with sugar. And then there was a little bit after that, but it didn't really fit into the song. So I just used that as a jumping off point. And yeah, it's just the rest, like the chorus just sort of came quite naturally out of that. But I wanted to keep it pretty simple. I didn't want it to be too sort of flourishy or anything like that. I just wanted it to be quite simple.
Fair enough. So you recently shared on your Instagram, what did you call it? It was basically your pages of like sort of almost diary entry type.
Yeah.
From lockdown.
Yeah.
In relation to those kinds of things, is there certain types of writing that you find yourself sort of falling into quite a lot? So like you're talking about poems, do you find that you do that almost as much as songwriting? I found that looking at those pages, there was an array of different things there. How do you approach those, and how do they sort of come about?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Are they just as simple as just doodles that, whether it be words or whatever, doodles mentally that just come out and you just decide you want to write them down?
I think that words come to me a lot more spontaneously than melodies do. So it'll be little lines of lyrics that will pop into my head when I'm, I don't know, like in bed or walking, that I'll write down. And sometimes they just come out as full sort of little forms of words. And I sometimes feel when I'm not feeling 100% about my playing or things like that I find writing poetry or just like little paragraphs of writing, it sort of itches that scratch a little bit. If I don't feel like I want to be writing full songs, I really like that different form of writing.
And how often do you find or do you even care about how much they sort of turn into something more than what they are initially? Do you really actively think about trying to convert them into full-formed things, or are they more just there to sort of fulfill a purpose for you?
I think I know which ones have legs and which ones can have the potential to turn into songs, just sort of instinctually.
Yeah.
And then the other ones are just nice to just mark that little passage of time that I was thinking about those things.
So what are you going to do with this song, do you think?
Well, I think I'm going to take it to my band.
Yeah.
Lyra's.
Yeah.
Which, I think we could probably do something quite cool with it.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that... And if not, I'm going to put it in a little box and save it for like a solo album or something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Do you want to ask about the deadline thing?
So we talked yesterday on Facebook about, because I was interested how you find it writing to the deadline.
That
So I guess that's the question. Like, how did you find it writing to the deadline? Did you?
I mean, I was right up there. I was right up against
Do you want to be honest about when you finished this song?
Finished it last night at 10 p.m.
Yeah, and it's currently 3 p.m. the following day.
Yeah. I mean, if it's not the due date, it's not the due date. Am I right?
Yeah, you are right.
No, I'm not right. I'm very wrong. I don't know. I think it was quite good to actually know that I had to come and finish it today and perform it. It just gave me that little kick up the arse to finish it. Because it was pretty much done a couple of days ago. But I think deadlines are quite useful for me. I think that I do need them to sort of stay in my lane a little bit. Because otherwise it just stretches on forever and ever, and I can never actually say if something's finished or not.
Yeah.
So actually this was really good for just having to be like, this is a finished song.
I think especially if you're a perfectionist and you're kind of striving for that song that you're really excited about, but actually if you just give yourself a deadline, get it done, and you give it a few goes, you play it a few times, and then there's no kind of time scale on which you can elaborate on it and make it sound even better.
Yeah.
So actually deadlines might be really useful if you're the kind of person that strives for that
Yeah.
perfect song all the time, like wanting to get it right.
Well, that was my big problem over lockdown. I mean, I say problem, it's fine in the grand scheme of things, really, isn't it? But I couldn't finish a song. So actually this was really good for just being like, it's finished.
Yeah, getting back on it.
It's fine.
It's proven to work as well. You know, like other people, it's like the classic like Lennon McCartney thing of like not leaving a writing session until like they've finished the song.
Yeah.
It just has to exist, and
Yeah.
like, and it also makes you a little bit, probably a little bit better at like committing just in general to things, because like you kind of have to, and then you get really good at making snapshot judgments on whether you think it's a good idea or a less good idea, and you kind of have to it has to exist.
Absolutely. I'm so looking forward to getting to the point in my songwriting when I can do that. And I think that it's just practice.
So we do one of these a week.
Let's do one of these a week. Yeah, we'll do that session where we have to write 3 songs in a day. Let's do it. We can do it.
Sounds like a good idea. Yeah. Do you want to finish this off? Do you want to introduce the song in whatever the simplest way possible, if you want to?
Yes.
So the song is.
The song is called Our Days.
I guess that'll do it. Right.
Where was I meant to look?
I don't really know, but you didn't. Yeah, I guess you didn't really need to look anyway. And anyway.